What's up, everybody? It's your boy Swole and we are here at Strands Beach, starting our new podcast, bringing it back, Elevated Vibes, new podcast series where we will be reading the Behavior OPS Manual, NCI Neurocognitive Intelligence Training Manual by Chase Hughes, and I've been for a while now. Yeah, I'm wearing the sun hat with the angel hat. Feel me? See who will be first, second, third, fourth, fifth, top five gang. Should be a good time. Top fans, that'd be cool too. See how it goes. Make sure to stay hydrated. Make sure to drop a like. All right. Everyone's been telling me that I should do this, so it's about time. And here we go. So first, we're going to learn about the Hold Harmless Agreement. We're on page 548 for those following along. A Hold Harmless Agreement is signed. Then we're going to learn about the neurotransmitter. A test is ordered to measure client and determine if action is needed to assist Avery in functioning at full capacity. Now we're going to learn about the Avery process pre-Avery. In the weeks leading up to Avery, the client receives an MP3 from me to listen on a nightly basis. It is a hypnosis MP3 that has a side benefit for helping them to sleep, but is also serving several other reasons. This MP3 gets the client used to my voice. As they continue to listen each night, they become more entrained to my voice. No, actually, leave it. So that when we meet in person for Avery programming, they are less resistant, more open, and have already been put into a trance by me more than 30 times. In many cases, clients listen to the MP3 for 60 or more days leading up to programming. The MP3 also serves to create familiarity with the process of Avery. It helps them to understand the road ahead so that expectancy is created, lowering barriers to Avery's creation. Throughout the MP3, a low volume sound is played behind soothing music. The sound is a frequency meant to activate neural oscillations, brainwave entrainment. The specific frequency I have found to be most effective is 7.1 Hz. The script for the audio is a basic hypnosis and entrainment session with the goal of making the client responsive hypnotically and reducing the amount of lag time between my commands and their bodily actions. The MP3 on the 6-axis model is leveraging connection, suggestibility, openness, compliance, expectancy, and focus. Yes, that is all of them. Most clients say that for weeks they are not able to make it through the entire audio programming session. This is absolutely fine. I let them know this is normal and expected that this occurs. We are in Carbon Electra, you feel me? Which is awesome. I haven't done reading in the whip in a while, so yeah, it feels good to change up the content for you guys. For those that are gonna come through, hopefully we'll get some people. It's been a while, so you know, it'll be interesting to see who comes through, drops a like and whatnot. The script for pre-Avery installation. Listen to this recording before bed each night leading up to your programming for Avery. In a moment, your reprogramming priming session will begin. It is vitally important that you not be operating any kind of machinery or driving while listening to your focus enhancement training session. Yep, we're in park. Before you listen, fully ensure you are comfortable sitting or lying down and can be free from interruptions during the session. We're sitting. Are you ready to begin training? Say yes aloud when you are ready. Yes. Since you have been approved for this training, keep in mind how important it is to let go and enjoy the transition and training. Before we start the focus session, we will have 10 to 15 minutes of neural priming, literally changing the makeup and wiring of the brain. If any reason you are near someone while training and cannot speak aloud when told to, It is important that a minimum you move your mouth when told to speak. Bring your heart rate and breathing into control now. Pause 10 seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, we pause. I want to see this real quick. Be the first in the leaderboard by showing support. Try sending a live chat or super chat. There's 3 people in there. Okay, cool. Shout out to the top fans of the Swole tribe. Good. Now start taking slow, deep breaths that begin to fill your abdomen. Wait 10 seconds. Okay, 10 seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lift your left hand, put it down. Lift the right hand, put it down. Close the eyes, open the eyes. Close the eyes, open the eyes. Lift the right hand, put it down. Oh, right hand. Whoops. Make a fist with the right hand. Let it go. Make a fist with the left hand. Let it go now. Place your right hand onto your abdomen. Start breathing into the abdomen and continue doing so. Make it automatic. Say perfect, perfect. Say down, down. Say forest, forest. Place your right hand back where it was comfortable. Make sure you are improving your response time, removing this between the command and the body's response. Wiggle your toes. Close your eyes. Wiggle your toes again. Open your eyes. Say this is it. This is it. Say evergreen. Evergreen. Say Berlin 9-7. Berlin 9-7. Think about a window. Good. Now let your mind wander as it will. Leave it alone. Wiggle your fingers. Relax them. Pick up your arms. Raise your shoulders. Relax them. Again. Pick up your arms. Let them fall and make them comfortable. Tighten your legs. Let them go. Relax them. Tighten your pelvic muscles. Let them go. Say Everest, Everest. Smile. Frown. Show interest or curiosity on your face. Interest or curiosity. How do I do that? Smile. Interesting exercise. Stay hydrated. Let your face relax. Listen to my voice. Ignore the outside world. Take in another perfect breath. Good. Let it go. Wiggle your fingers. Relax them. Raise your shoulders. Relax them. Pick up your arms. Let them fall and make them comfortable. Tighten your legs. Let them go. Relax them. Tighten your pelvic muscles. Let them go. Say Everest, Everest. Smile. Frown. Show interest on your face. Smile. Let your face relax. Listen to my voice. Ignore the outside world. Take in another perfect breath. Open your mouth. Close your mouth. Relax everything. Good. Close your eyes completely. Focus on this voice. Let's review the guidelines. I succeed because of my training, confidence, and intent. I see the brain, not the person. I have tremendous faith and confidence in my training. I no longer get angry or fearful. I now enjoy my entire life calmly. I can change my behavior to speak to different parts of the brain. I see the hidden needs in every interaction and use them to create situations for behavior change. I do not create opportunities, I become the opportunity. I can become insecure and fearful anytime it is necessary. I foster regression or issue power when it is needed. I make no apologies for creating the outcomes I want in life. I see the places where others lack enjoyment and fulfillment. I am a behavior sculptor. I am comfortable and humble about being on a different level than others. I am aware of every sentence I am speaking to. Good. Close your eyes again. Back to my voice. Open your eyes slowly. Focus on anything in front of you there and let them close slowly as you focus in front of you. Open your eyes slowly. Focus. Let them close slowly. Stay focused. Perfect. Open them slowly. Focus. Let them get comfortably closed one more time. As you are sitting there, do not drift back to where you have not been yet. Just focus on my voice, completely safe. Bring your attention to your feet, letting any tension that might be left going completely away. Feel the warmth there as your body works just fine without any thought. Moving up your legs, letting everything unravel and relax, fully warm and perfect, into your pelvis and spreading to your abdomen, the breaths perfectly going in and out. Then your entire torso, letting go. Now, as you move into your shoulders and neck, even the skin on your neck is becoming loose and spreading to the scalp, relaxing even the skin on your scalp and face, and noticing your hands have already started to become warmer and your arms can start to let go. Now, as your body can lose awareness of itself, just my voice. Taking those breaths is a perfect way to start going into a place where you focus more on my voice, leading you into the place where you can change fully so long ago. Everything is relaxed as your eyes move back to where they feel more comfortable. This babe is from the future. Eric Kahn. Shout out to Eric Kahn. You can move forward into where you were just a moment ago, where you could focus fully as listening now. Every breath can take you deeper into focus and allow you to have more control over Brandy, your unconscious. Now, as you continue to move deeper and let yourself sink into this voice, let the whole mind go blank, deeper. Feeling the sound of my voice going into your unconscious and having permission to let go. When you can look ahead to where you were and seeing even thoughts you were not having making no more impact, having your whole body absorbed, here is the place to go deeper when you listen to the future being brighter than you could imagine a past back that then that excuse me then that is so distant without the need to focus now. Even now, filling your mind in time, now, as you move forward deeper, letting go, fully letting go deeper, as you hear my voice brighter and brighter, heavier in your mind, totally perfect, melting everything away that does not matter anymore. Focused, perfect. Some water. Where is everyone? I haven't done that voice in a while. You have the power to keep your mind from listening or to allow it to participate. You are the subconscious, the recipient of this voice, the voice of action. Take control. Go down the hall to your workspace. As you're in the workspace, control the body and raise the right index finger slightly. Wait 10 seconds. Good. Let it fall back down. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Walk to the desk and take a seat there. Get situated and comfortable in the seat and raise the index finger when you are comfortable. Yo, what's up, everybody? It's your boy Swole Beast. Appreciate the people that are in chat right now. Make sure to drop a like. We are reading the Behavior OPS Manual, NCI Neurocognitive Intelligence Training Manual by Chase Hughes. And it is our podcast. Welcome to Elevated Vibes. Hope you're all having a wonderful day. And we're bringing back the series of reading, which I haven't done in a while. So it's been good. Been a good time. All right, let's get into it. Where were we? Wait 10 seconds. Good. Okay, so we're supposed to raise your index finger. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Feel free to hit us up with a super chat. You know what I'm saying? I will try to. What can I do? If you send a super chat, I will get you a Swoleby shirt that we still have. You know, we still have those. I got to get more of those, by the way. The control center of your entire body and mind is here. Place your hand onto the desk to take control and raise that finger again when you are in. Wait a few seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Wait a few. Good. Put your head back and make it comfortable in your study chair here. And just go into full trance now. Relax all the muscles deep. Interesting. As you go deeper, so does the mind behind you. That is it, all the way down. Recall the file you created with hundreds of hours of training and scenarios with behavior profiling. Open that folder now and begin playing all of the scenarios at one time. Take your time. Once they are all playing, feel how you would in the scenarios. The confidence, the presence, the knowing things no one else can see, feeling totally in control of you. Go deeper. Every day you can see new evidence that your life is getting better. More motivation, grace, calm, elegance. Powerful moments that will happen every day of your life. You will remember your training and concentrate on what is truly important, attracting positive, life affirming experiences into your life. Nothing bothers you anymore. Nothing shakes you anymore. Your movements are smooth, graceful, and produce comfort in others as you read their behavior. Nothing shakes you. You start to notice your heart and mind are calmer in situations that would bother you. Everything looks different. Colors are brighter, and you will own your world. You have permission to take control anytime you like. You can see the micro behaviors of everyone you meet. Every movement speaks to you, and you know exactly how to read them. All of the emotions come alive when someone speaks. All of the masks fall off, and every secret gets revealed. You have invested in your training, and you continue to get better and better every day. Noticing more and more, becoming sharper, more focused. You now create outcomes. You have been trained to control behavior and mixed with your elegant and graceful personality, you know what to do to get everyone at their best and produce the best in others. Go deeper. From this point forward, you have access to continue your work, making this part of you unstoppable. Every time you touch a doorknob or a handle of a door, this will forever be a signal to the entire body to remember your programming. You are calm, in control, and will own this life. If the conscious mind needs your help, you can take control. Tomorrow is a whole new person, a whole new day. Sleep now. Oh. That actually works. I like passed out for a second doing that. They like the way it's written. What's up, everybody? It's your boy Swole Beast. Make sure to drop a like. We're here at Strands Beach, bringing back the podcast, elevated vibes, and we're in a new series of reading. I hope you're all having a wonderful day, and let's get into it. So we're learning about Avery Day 1, A New Life. The time has come to begin the installation of Avery. The client has been listening to that MP3 for well over a month, and their mind is primed to the extreme to receive programming and detailed instructions for building Avery. Exam. Another intake is performed, and I ensure the client has no changes to history or any other current issues that will affect. Whoa, that's a B. That freaked me out. So it's outside, so we're good. That will affect the process. The client is also reminded they will be unable to speak on the third and fourth day of programming. I believe, no, I briefly explain the neuroscience behind this and remind them that I am still unsure if I am correct, but something about this method makes Avery work exponentially better. I will make the client comfortable and build basic rapport with them before continuing the basic and abbreviated neurological function exam to make sure there are no neurological deficits that will impair the machine once it is created. It is also my hypothesis that performing this examination aids in the client's trust and belief that this programming is something clinical and trustworthy. The tools and instruments I use for this are standard neurological exam equipment, and I believe they add a layer of credibility to the process above and beyond simply determining if the client has neurological deficits that will impair the machine. To perform this neurological exam, you will need a set of tools. Medical pen light. I recommend Well Tool M6 Doctor Diagnostic. Medical pen light. Reflex hammer, tuning fork. First cranial nerve. This is the olfactory nerve and is usually tested by having the client identify smells. I do not perform this test. It is usually only done after head trauma or when damage to the anterior fossa, like a meningioma, are suspected. Second cranial nerve. This ocular nerve is tested using a vision chart in a clinical setting. I simply ensure they are able to read at a responsible distance with both eyes using a magazine or nearby book. I do not test for color perception. Using a pen light, I ensure both pupils respond directly and consensually to light. Is that the right word? Yeah. This means that they respond to light exposure individually, and they also respond to light being shined into the opposite eye. Bro, it's hot today. Turn that up a little bit. Third, fourth, and sixth cranial nerves. The third oculomotor, yeah. Fourth trochlear, trochlear, and the sixth abducens cranial nerves. I observe the eyes for symmetrical movement, drooping of eyelids, and observe for twitches in either eyelid. The client then should be able to follow a pen with their eyes to all four corners and across the midline. Then they should be able to follow the tip of the pen to the client's nose. This can detect nystagmus and palsies of the ocular muscles. Not that we will treat these, but they will be noted in the client's responses and nonverbal behavior under hypnosis. Ensure the client has no difference in pupil size in a dimly lit room. The left and right pupils should be of equal size. Fifth cranial nerve. This trigeminal, that's hard to say, nerve can show us the three sensory divisions: ophthalmic, maxillary, and mandibular. I do not test these. It's get some water. It's pretty warm today. Cheers. Stay hydrated, Swole tribe. Make sure to drop a like. All right, here we go. Hope you're enjoying our new podcast series. We're bringing it back, so it's not super new, but new series of reading. But we kept the same trademark, elevated vibes. Swole's tribe. All right, here we go. Seventh cranial nerve. This is the facial nerve. It is evaluated by checking for weakness in the face. This is also called hemifacial weakness. Any asymmetry of facial movements should be noted. It is easy to spot this during normal conversation. In some cases, where only the lower face is affected and the upper face is still able to make bilateral expressions, the weakness of the cranial nerve is central rather than peripheral. Hyperacusis, indicating weakness of the spadius muscle, can be detected using a vibrating tuning fork near the client's ear. Part of this exam involves testing for taste on the tongue. I do not perform this. Eighth cranial nerve. This cranial nerve, the vestibular cochlear acoustic auditory, carries both auditory and vestibular input. So testing involves both hearing and vestibular function exams. I simply use a tuning fork for the hearing portion and a pen light for the vestibular function to test for nystagmus or nystagmus. I don't know. That's a hard word to say too. I'm gonna go nystagmus or nystagmus. I think that's the word. It is a condition that causes involuntary rapid eye movement. It can be a sign of an underlying neurological disorder and can affect vision, balance, and coordination. Nystagmus can also indicate problems with the vestibular system, the part of the inner ear responsible for helping us maintain balance, as well as cause dizziness and difficulty focusing on objects. In some cases, nystagmus can be associated with migraines or seizures. Ninth and 10th cranial nerves. These involve gag reflex and palate evaluation, which I do not perform with Avery clients. 11th cranial nerve. The spinal accessory cranial nerve is evaluated by testing the muscles it supplies. For the sternocleidomastoid, the client is asked to turn their head against resistance from my hand. For the upper trapezius, the client is asked to elevate the shoulders against resistance. 12th cranial nerve. This is the hypoglossal nerve. I evaluate this by asking the client to stick out their tongue and move it to side, ensuring no symmetry is noted. Interesting. That's an interesting test. Testing for ataxic movement. I perform the scale for assessment and rating of ataxia, SARA. I do not totally or add up the scores using the scoring system. I make note of behavioral changes or abnormalities that will potentially show up later today during the spinal cord section of day 1. Testing vibrational sense. Place a finger under the client's distal interphalangeal joint and press a lightly tapped tuning fork on top of the joint. With their eyes closed, the client should be able to determine when the vibration stops. When I feel the end of the vibration through the client's joint, the client should also note the end of vibration, creating neurogenic tremors. On this day, a method is used to activate the brainstem and spinal cord. Chemical M2 is introduced 30 minutes prior to starting the exercise and will be introduced each morning 30 minutes prior to starting every programming session. Let's get some water. Cheers. Stay hydrated. It's pretty warm today. Notes on chemical M2. M2 is an effective redacted used to treat redacted caused by redacted. His ability to redacted can also help improve the effectiveness of hypnosis treatments as it helps reduce redacted in the body and allow for a for a more relaxed state of mind. Studies have found that effective at increasing hypnotizability and improving the depth of hypnosis. Additionally, M2 has been shown to increase the length of time patients are available to remain in a hypnotic state, allowing for a deeper level of trance during the session. It is my belief that getting the client in touch with their spinal cord has several key benefits. I will list them here in a bullet format. The client develops a brand new awareness of what their body can do, thereby overcoming an obstacle to new discoveries on the very first day. The client achieves a success on the first day of training and programming. The client learns to control a new part of the body that they assumed they had no control over. The spinal cord and brainstem are closely tied to the activation of Avery. We are increasing the proximity of Avery to the spinal cord and brainstem. We are leveraging the most powerful parts of our nervous system during Avery's programming, thereby making Avery associated with the lowest and most powerful part of the brain. This gives Avery tremendous power compared to a simple hypnosis session. It is now being tied directly to the activation of the spinal cord and brainstem. As a side effect benefit, the neurogenic tremor ability serves as therapeutic tool for the client. What is a neurogenic tremor? A neurogenic tremor is a tremor that occurs in the body and is caused by and within the nervous system. These are also often referred to neurophysiological tremors. When you see someone shaking after a stressful incident, this is a neurogenic tremor. As humans, our tendency is to stop these naturally occurring tremors from happening. We often hear someone say something to the effect of, I cannot stop shaking, after an incident that has stressed the person's nervous system. In fact, these shaking episodes we have all experienced before are the body's way of deleting trauma from our lives. For some reason, humans evolved to become the only creatures to suppress this instinctual response to stress and trauma. Appreciate that like, you feel me? Make sure to drop a like. Appreciate you. Hope you're having a wonderful day, friends. Where were we? In fact, these shaking episodes we have all experienced before are the body's way of deleting trauma from our lives. For some reason, humans evolved to become the only creatures to suppress this instinctual response to stress and trauma. I already read that, didn't I? My bad. Perhaps these shaking tremors made us look sick or injured to tribe members in the distant past, or we have a fear of looking strange. So we instinctively suppress the tremors to appear like everyone else around us. As it turns out, these rapid shaking movements have been the nearly foolproof way to eliminate stress from our lives for thousands of years. We were somehow conditioned to suppress them as we developed into modern day humans. All mammals have the capacity to experience neurogenic tremors. Many other species that are not mammalian can also perform this incredible action. Can it actually delete trauma? Is it something magical? Is it some magical cure for everything? I make no claims, but I will pose a question to you. When is the last time you saw a depressed or traumatized squirrel, fox, deer, impala, or zebra? He's making a point there, huh? Right, let me get some water. Cheers, stay hydrated, family. What's up, everybody? It's your boy Swole Beast. Make sure to drop that like. Bringing back our podcast Elevated Vibes with a new series on book reading. Hope you're enjoying your day. Dr. Robert Sapolsky, a Stanford University professor and researcher, wrote a book about why animals do not seem to suffer from psychological trauma and stress like humans do. And why zebras do not get ulcers, Dr. Sapolsky, is it an L? Sapolsky beautifully explains that animals have something figured out that humans seem to have forgotten. You you will never see a zebra get attacked and then head back to its herd with a depressed attitude, spending more time alone or socially withdrawn. But why? These tremors are seen all over the animal kingdom. After surviving a vicious attack, an impala will go into several minutes of tremors. a sight that looks like the animal is suffering. In fact, the animal's nervous system is making repairs to both physiological and psychological systems that science still cannot fully explain. These tremors seem to create a kind of instantaneous healing. After you see an animal go through one of these tremoring sessions after surviving a violent encounter, it is just about universal. They pop up onto their feet and run from the scene as if nothing has happened. After years of obsession with squirrels, my dog finally got one in 2015. She darted out the back door, there was a sharp noise from the squirrel, and I ran to see what had happened. I yelled her name, my dog stopped and stared at me frozen with the squirrel still in her mouth. Drop it, I yelled. The squirrel fell to the ground with a little thud. It was motionless. I called the dog into the house and walked into the yard to check on the squirrel. By the time I arrived at the little furry gray body on the ground, it yet no, it was vibrating. It looked like some kind of seizure. Not knowing about these tremors yet, I felt the need to put the squirrel out of its misery. It stopped convulsing, tremoring, and the squirrel took in breaths so big that its belly was the size of a tennis ball. Huge, deep breaths. Within seconds, it sprung to life in a spinning motion, stopped to check its surroundings, and shot up a tree like a squirrel. It would be years until I learned that those tremors were the reasons the squirrel was back the next day playing with his friends, taunting my dog, and stealing birdseed. These tremors are a built in feature of every animal. What is the success rate, you ask? I will only ask you how many depressed animals you have seen. I'd say it's damn near 100%. Excuse me, dang. You can see this response in polar bears who were shot by researchers with tranquilizer darts as the drugs wear off. You can see them in groundhogs who manage to escape the claws of a hawk. You can see the tremors running through the smooth body of a dolphin who was injured by a predator. It seems to be programmed in us all. Science knows very little at present about a trauma about trauma and memory. Most agree that the body can physically store trauma. If this is of interest to you and you'd like to read further on this topic, I'd highly recommend the work of Bezel van der Kolk, medical doctor. His incredible book, The Body Keeps the Score Brain, Mind, and Body in the Healing of Trauma, is one of the best I have ever read in my life to understand trauma. These tremors reduce overactivity in the hypothalamus pituitary adrenal axis, the body's complex neuroendocrine network that regulates our stress response, our emotions, energy storage, and release. Dr. David Berceli created a simple system that I personally think is best for safety activating that the neurospinal cord reflex mechanism of vibrating and shaking. When this is activated in a controlled environment, the body is encouraged to return back to a state where it unlearns the suppression of neurogenic tremors. After spending several moments in a position designed to slightly fatigue the muscles, the body begins to bounce or shake. These are not tremors. The shaking is occurring because of the muscle tension and fatigue. Excuse me. Over time, the client is teaching the brain that the tremoring, shaking, and vibrating is desired. It is my opinion that the spinal cord, which has been trying to release the client's trauma and psychological damage for decades, becomes excited when this happens. The spinal cord starts to see that the client is not suppressing vibrations and tremors anymore, so it decides to test the waters. In this initial phase, using 15 minutes into the exercise, the pelvic and abductor muscles begin to quiver with very real tremors. The spinal cord is seeing if it has. Get some water. Boy, excuse me. Stay hydrated, family. Hope you're all having a wonderful day. My goodness. Permission to repair the mind and body here. After several minutes of this, the spinal cord will move the tremors to a different area, such as the abdominal or glutes. Then these will rhythmically bounce and tremor for several minutes. The client is usually quite surprised at this. The upper brain is not involved with this activity at all. The only thing the client had to do was find pass on permission to the spinal cord to activate tremors and begin repair. Since the upper brain is not involved in this process, the client can carry on a full conversation, watch television, listen to a book, or check email. As the client learns to hone their non suppression of these tremors, the spinal cord gains more freedom to roam around the body. In many cases, you will see clients' bodies performing a scan where the spinal cord will cause tremors up and down the body searching for a place that needs the most attention after the decades the client has been suppressing the instinct. In the initial phase of getting a client into this tremor state, I tend to show them videos of polar bears tremoring, Navy SEALs going through the exercises and tremoring, and an impala surviving a cheetah attack and using the tremors to fix itself before running away. This helps the client to understand that it is natural and completely okay to do this. The social drive to suppress these behaviors is so powerful that some clients will unknowingly suppress them in front of an operator for fear of looking silly. This makes the first phase of the exercise longer, necessitating more encouragement to get past the social ego driven phase of the exercise. The body is placed in several positions to trigger muscular fatigue, and when the bouncing starts, the client is encouraged to let that get bigger or continue as it is. We are not here to make the muscles fatigued or to make them bounce because of fatigue. We are here to teach the brain that it is okay not to suppress these things and to that it is okay or not. The it is okay. It is okay not to suppress these things and prove to the spinal cord that it is safe to come out and do its amazing work on the body. Once the client discovers how to lift their finger off the suppression button, they have a tool that they can use anytime they like. This muscular fatigue phase is usually no longer required. They can relax and let the spinal cord go to work on its own. You can learn more about Dr. Berselli's work at https semicolon / traumaprevention.com / period. I've noticed in almost every client that the tremors tend to travel to the place they are needed most. If the client has had trauma in the past to his shoulder, for instance, the tremors tend to find their way to that specific shoulder very quickly. If the client has had a sexual trauma, the tremors will focus around her pelvis, glutes, inner thighs, and lower abdomen. Since I have started doing this, I have not seen many exceptions to this. The purpose of doing these tremors for Avery is not therapeutic. That is a tremendous side benefit. But our main goal is to get the client in touch with their brain stem. At this point, we are halfway through day one of Avery. The client is a brand new skill that we will continue to practice throughout the day. The reason for this, I believe, is that the client's newfound discovery of activating the spinal cord to produce tremors in the body is, in all likelihood, the closest they have ever come to deliberately spending conscious time with their own spinal cord and brainstem. By the end of day one, usually the 4.5-hour mark, clients can activate tremors in several areas of their bodies in under 9 seconds. In the coming days, we are going to use these tremors immediately before and after hypnosis to permanently tie the hypnosis session to the spinal cord and brainstem. This, in my opinion, is the most powerful method I have seen of solidifying and making permanent physiological change through hypnosis. Tie the hypnosis in a knot with the spinal cord. By associating the tremors with the hypnosis, the subject's own connection to their spinal cord is being activated both before and after the hypnosis session. It is my belief this helps to create a deep level change. The entirety of day one focuses on the development of the client's trust in you and the client's trust in themselves. Think of this when you think of Avery. Avery is about. Oh, I dropped my phone. That sucks. Bust. I dropped it. Whoops. Sorry. Oh, wait, what did I do? Oh, there we go. All right, back. Personal air. Cheers. Stay hydrated, family. Make sure to drop a like. Appreciate you stopping by bringing back our podcast, Elevated Vibes, with the new book series of the Behavior OPS Manual, NCI, Neurocognitive Intelligence Training Manual by Chase. We're on page 558 for those of you following along. Leveling up all of the 6-axis model, but for a client to level up their own with regard to themselves. Where's my phone at? Oh, dude, I gotta charge my phone. Okay, we gotta go. Peace out. Hope you enjoyed the stream. Have a wonderful day. We out. Peace.